Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
All right, welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. And Umair is filling in for Qasim today. He's been a guest host in our podcast several times. And our guest today is Brittany. And Brittany, I guess if you just want to tell our audience where you're located and what you do for a living.
Hi, my name is Brittany Gobble, and I'm located in the Los Angeles area. And I'm close to the South Bay, near Torrance and Francisco. And I've been doing photography since 2016, and I work with couples, families, portraits, mainly couples, weddings, elopement.
So how did you get into photography? Because I think it's, now there's so many people with, smartphones trying to do photography, but I mean, obviously, you've been doing it for a long time, way before it was big on smartphones. So what kind of got you into the industry?
I used to do modeling back in high school and stuff, and I've also had the little the shot cameras. I always loved using those, yeah. And I just enjoy
those digital cameras, the small tiny ones.
Yeah, I used to have that before I had my Canon Mark II.
So I guess as of right now, right? How are you finding your current clients? Is it mostly through Instagram? Do they find it come through your website? How do you get most of your business today?
My clients are from Facebook groups, Instagram, Facebook referrals, friends, family.
So Facebook groups, I guess, interesting because honestly, I have not had anybody say. I've heard people say it in the past, but do you post in the groups or how are you finding people for your business in the Facebook groups?
I post if a couple posts what they need 8 hours, I would put my website and send them all my information.
So
my
often,
website.
Go ahead.
And I could tell you the process when you're ready for that.
No, yeah, sure, yeah, go for it. I'm sure it with
okay.
us.
Usually the client will go on the website and then inquiry, and I'll send them the price quote, and I'll send them the prices and stuff like that. And we'll also do a Zoom meeting so we could get to know each other and see if it's the right fit.
Awesome. So that's an interesting thing. I mean, it's smart that you have that meeting, but do you turn a lot of people down, or what do you look for when you're looking for, I guess, the right fit when it comes to your clientele?
I would say just happy couples. Just I love documenting every couple, every culture, and if anyone that lives in the United States, LA, Europe, whichever, I'm willing to travel anywhere.
So what's the furthest place that you've traveled for a photo shoot?
Palm Springs, San Diego, Santa Barbara, near that area. Yeah, Santa Barbara. I've done a lot in San Diego.
So have you done any crazy photo shoots? Because I feel like you see these people that do it in these insane climates or on the mountains, or have you ever done anything like that before?
I love all that stuff. Yeah, I like the hiking stuff, mountain, all that nature.
Oh, that's cool. And I think
ocean.
Awesome.
Depending on what the client wants, I could suggest some spots to them.
So when does it occurs to you I want to be a photographer, or I want to be in this profession? What was that moment of click?
I would say my grandma passing. It's really valuable. The pictures. You never know. Anything could happen. And the things I've been through. You can't take life for granted. And I've worked with old folks, and they told me all their stories, and it's really taught me a lot in life.
So what do you most like about your profession? The thing that you love about doing?
I love storytelling and showing emotion in the photos.
There are many new peeps that are about to jump into photography. What is your message for them? If you want to go for it, just go for it.
I've been self-taught, but I do I do YouTube and I follow other photographers. And they taught me.
That's awesome. So I guess in terms of your business, right? Because I think when it comes to photography, I mean, one of the tricky things is that, you can only, service so many clients because you're just one photographer, right? So
Yeah.
when it comes to scaling your business, like what are you thinking about? Like you mentioned YouTube, like, trying to grow in revenue from YouTube or other social platforms. Like I guess what are the next steps for you in taking your business to the next level?
I would say being busy.
But as of now, like, are you not as busy as you would like to be? Or like, I mean, I'm sure it's like, I know with photography, somebody told me this, and you can, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think some of it is definitely seasonal. Maybe like more weddings and some time of year, like summertime or whatever. So it's like, are you just not as busy in certain times of the year as you would like to be? Or like, I guess like from that standpoint, like, what does that look like for you?
I'm still building my clientele.
So in terms of your clientele, and you mentioned how they, find you through Facebook, Instagram, whatever, but you know, how much of it is referrals? Like, do you get like a lot of referrals? 'Cause you might have, I think especially in this industry, I've seen where referrals are a big thing, where you might have really
Yeah,
good photo
it's really
shoots.
big. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, I would say it's 50%.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah. Referrals.
And
And
also, I'm on Google Maps, so you could all my reviews are on there.
what do you think separates you from your competition? Like, what makes you better? Because there are a lot of photographers
Yeah,
out there. Like,
but yeah,
yeah.
it's really. I would say I give a lot of photos. I show them like their emotions in the photo. I don't like cut corners. I want the client to be happy. Like I don't have any deserve like to having all the photos, so I give them to my client.
Important. Yeah, I mean, not cutting corners and ensuring satisfaction. I think, like I mentioned earlier, I love you're able to, have that Zoom call beforehand. So
Yeah, and especially like getting to know the clients, like so like it'll be an easier step in our session.
no, it's smart. So I guess in terms of, I mean, we're a tech company, so we always ask this question. So how does technology play a role in it? Because you guys like, have a website, right? You're on social media, but how does that play a role in your business day to day?
I'm pretty much on it all the time, either on like Facebook, like print it, like gain clients and get to know people.
No, that's smart. So like, but like you're posting on IG a lot, right? Or Instagram a lot, but like, do
And
you?
I have a YouTube channel where it shows like my clients how I work, so that like when they go in their session, they could see. And I'm also on Pinterest. They could see my photos, and then also I use some of my photos. Someone's visual, I could show them how to do it. I show them the exact photo, like when we're in the session.
No, that's cool. So I guess in terms of social media, like, do you ever run ads or like, have you thought about that? Like, yeah, 'cause we always like, are curious about people's strategies for
Oh
outreach.
yeah, I do Facebook ads, Instagram, YouTube, yeah, Google.
So was that successful for you? Or do you still run ads, or I guess like, what did that look like for you?
Yeah, I do run ads like every now and then.
So you've been able to get clientele from running ads?
Yeah, and it's mainly referrals and
No, that's smart. So I guess as of right now, what is your biggest pain point, I guess, in your business?
pinpoint. I would say working with couples.
Like, I mean, yeah, but obviously, like, you're working with couples, right? But I guess it's like, I mean, but like, what specifically is it? Just like when you have two people and a couple, right? It's like that they want different things, or like getting alignment, or like what specifically, if you kind of go more into detail about like what is a pain point there? Because that is, I think, at least from what I understand, is most of your photography business is working with couples. Like, what specifically about that is a pain point for you?
I mean, I tell them like how the steps in like the session, like how it goes.
But I guess just getting them to understand like what is needed, or I guess like I guess if you can kind of just like elaborate, because I just want to sure audience understand, like people who are aspiring photographers, like what's a pain point, how, or I guess like how you can improve, on that.
How could I wait? Say it
Well, I
again.
guess like okay, so just the way that I view it, right, is a pain point is something that like for us, a pain point, for example, for our business is that we've had trouble with calendars. And as you can see, what happened, we were kind of late for the call, but we had trouble
Uh,
syncing up our times, right? So we're working on getting better synchronization of our timing so we don't have
uh,
that issue. So I guess that's what I'm getting at.
okay, yeah. So for my couples, I have a Square app with all my sessions, like depending on how long they want to do their session, and they could book on there to make it easier for me and the client. And at that point, I either approve it or I decline it, or we could change like another date if that works for them and me.
Awesome. So I guess in terms of your business, you know, you were talking about like your, like a big priority obviously is, getting more business. But I guess outside of that, like, what's second on your list? Like, do you think of, because one of the cool things, and this is just what I've seen, obviously, like I mentioned that we're in tech, is that AI coming into the picture when it comes to photography. So is that something that you're seeing in terms of trends, like utilizing AI? Have you thought about that? Like, what does that look like for your business?
I don't have experience with it right now, but I do know, like, I'm still researching it, learning that.
Yeah, like basically the AI is like the couples nowadays are giving their
Yeah,
portrait pictures, couple giving their portrait pictures to AI, and they generate multiple tons of different type of photos for them.
yeah, and
That's
I hear also some couples don't like it, so like some photographers will mention it on their profile.
that they don't use the AI.
Yeah, that they don't want an AI like photographer.
Oh, really?
But I don't know. There's always mixed things. Like depends on the person.
So,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
would you say if someone's getting into photography right now? Like, what is a quality that somebody, like a top quality somebody needs to have to be as successful as yourself?
In photography. I would say consistency, communication with your clients, like meeting them and like making them feel comfortable. And
So, in terms of couple photo shoots, right? Are you typically doing, like if somebody just got engaged, just got married, or do you ever do like actual weddings? I guess like what does most of that business look like for you?
I do couples sessions, weddings, elopements, depending on what the client needs.
So, well, Umair is a part of a couple, so he might need a photo shoot soon.
Oh, very
For
Uh,
cool.
sure. Yeah.
yeah, he's excited. He's getting married soon. So,
Oh, that's
well,
so exciting.
Ah,
Yeah.
thank you.
awesome. Well, I just want to say, just to wrap it up, right? In terms of just advice that you have for young photographers, people or just young people that want to be entrepreneurs as well, because you start like your own business, you do photography. I think it's a very admirable thing because a lot of people are afraid to make that jump and do it full time, do what you're doing, right? Like I know so many people, that's why I asked you before we spoke. I'm like, are you doing it full time? So many people are afraid, like, oh no, I don't want to do it full time. I don't know if I can, make a living out of it. But like, what advice do you have for somebody that is not sure if they want to make that jump to make that jump and pursue photography?
I would say just do a lot of like classes that you can, like follow like photographers that you really like, and if they offer classes, that really helps. YouTube, like Instagram, like other photographers, Facebook group, and there's also like other things, other classes you could go.
You're saying just to make sure that you're getting inspiration from people that are
Yeah,
professionals and
that
you're looking.
helps a lot.
Amazing. Well, Brittany, I want to say thank you so much for your time. I
I
learned a lot.
appreciate it.
You're the
It was
first
great meeting
photographer. Yeah, you're the
you.
first photographer that we've
Yeah.
interviewed, and it was a great interview. So thanks
Yeah.
again, and
I
have a
will be
great
getting
rest
in
of your
touch
day.
with you.
Thank
Then
you
I
so
will
much.
be getting in touch with her soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, thanks. All
Bye.
right,
It
bye.
was good meeting you too.
You too. All right, bye.